What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So I have two things to talk about today. I want to talk about fuel prices, and I also want to talk about this child tax credit that will be going to this particular state. And so it's very interesting how states are working around this whole forced stimulus check and all this. That was the federal government was talking about this last year. They never moved forward. And so now you have states coming up with gas rebates. You have states coming up with their own stimulus. As well as a child tax credit. So we're going to talk about that. But first off, on this channel, we talk about money and we talk about financial struggles that Americans are facing today. If that sounds like something interesting to you, please subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell notification. That way you get notified anytime we put out a video. And like always, if you see my name and a picture of me in the comment section, make sure you see a check mark next to my name. That check mark signifies that it's me. If you do not see that check mark, it's not me. It's someone trying to impersonate me. Okay, so first off, I want to talk a little bit about fuel prices, and I'm taking a different angle here, and I'm going to show you a clip. And we don't talk too much about diesel fuel, because most people, they don't use diesel fuel. They use a regular gasoline. And so people kind of forget about the seriousness of diesel fuel in the U.S. and why this makes a huge difference if the fuel prices for diesel goes way up, which it's gone up. I think they said like 75% if you compare this year to last year. If we're looking at a situation like that, that is very, very bad for all of us, okay? And the reason why it's bad for all of us is because that means the price of everything goes up. These trucks are bringing in everything to us, okay? So if they're bringing everything to us, that means everything goes up. And even regular gasoline prices will go up because the trucks need to bring the gas to the gas stations. So, I mean, that's something else that we don't really think about. I don't know. We're thinking, okay, well, I shouldn't. I'm not even concerned with diesel fuel. Well, you need to be concerned with diesel fuel because that brings everything in. These truckers are bringing things to us. Okay, and there's a big fear right now that we might have a diesel fuel shortage, which would shut down our country. And so I don't know about you, but the way that I do things, and I've been doing this since the pandemic, and I'm not a prepper, okay, but I buy a lot of stuff now, and I store a lot of that stuff away. Okay, so I buy a lot of food. I buy a lot of things that I can have on a shelf for a long period of time, and I store it away. And in my garage, I have it all set up where I can put as much stuff as I need to get me through a few months, just in case of a situation that we might be looking at when it comes to a fuel shortage or anything like that. I want to be able to know that I can stay at home and not have to go to the grocery store to buy items. And we saw during the pandemic, and it was pretty interesting during the pandemic because I was in Colombia at that time. When it first kicked off, I was in Colombia. So in March of 2020, I was still in Colombia. I was getting ready to come home, and I'm watching the news, and I'm watching people fighting over toilet paper and fighting over water and all this stuff. And I'm thinking, wow, what am I going home to? And I was not prepared. I did not have a lot of stuff at my place. And so I'll never let that happen again. I'm always going to be prepared. I'm always going to have stuff that's at home. So if I am out of the country and I have to come back to the U.S., and, you know, I don't want to be one of those people that has to stand in line and have rationing of water and rationing of toilet paper and all this stuff. So anyway, let's go ahead and play this. I want to play this clip real quick, and this is from a news station, 13 News. I'm not exactly sure where it's coming from, but we'll watch it, and then we'll talk about it. Here we go.
Unleaded gasoline, diesel, entirely different story. Most of you don't use it, but those high fuel costs are still costing you. Michelle Nix breaks it down in this 19 Consumer Alert.
Diesel prices have jumped 75% from a year ago. That's according to AAA, fueling concerns of a possible diesel shortage. And in the end, we all could pay. Diesel fuel in short supply as prices reached a record high of $5.62 a gallon at the pump nationwide. And truck drivers, owner-operators in particular, feeling the squeeze on their wallets.
A regular fill-up would have been, just say 6 months ago, about $700. Now, it's about 1,000.
Fuel industry experts point to the real possibility of a diesel fuel shortage on the East Coast that could leave the economy running on fumes, possibly crippling an already struggling supply chain. Carl Anderson says in his 73 years, he's never seen anything like this.
They're going to have to park their rigs.
Pamela Gregg, who was passing through Northeast Ohio on her way to a funeral, tells me these are scary times.
You know, my biggest concern is when the trucks can't get diesel, we can't get stuff to the stores, we can't get stuff to nursing homes, we can't get fuel, we can't get anything because the trucks won't be able to roll because they can't afford to put the money into their tanks.
The Biden administration is now considering tapping the diesel reserve because diesel literally fuels the U.S. economy. And if it's tapped out, the demand will drive up the cost of everything for consumers.
You know, I mean, you go to the grocery store now, and what you used to pay for milk, $2.50, is now $5.
An emergency declaration would be needed for President Biden to release fuel from a stockpile. The only time that's happened in 2012 in the aftermath of Superstorm Sandy. Reporting in Cleveland, Michelle Nix, 19 News.
Okay, so that was Cleveland. Now, it's very, very interesting just listening to them talk about this, and I like the woman that was talking at the end of this clip, just talking about. I mean, it fuels everything. We know that, right? So diesel fuels everything. So we could be potentially in a situation where if we do have a diesel shortage on the East Coast, that is going to affect the whole U.S. and that means fuel prices goes up. And the scariest part, you might have truckers that just say, you know what, I'm going to sit out. I'm not going to do any business right now. It is too expensive to buy diesel right now, so I'm not going to have the truck out there bringing products to the American people. And just think of that. Think of if we're looking at a situation where you have demand for something, and we'll just use toilet paper, for example. You have a demand for toilet paper, but you don't have enough trucks to bring that toilet paper in. So that means there's a limited supply of toilet paper at grocery stores. Could you imagine how high those prices will go up when it comes to toilet paper or when it comes to any product? And so that's what we have to really start thinking about. And I urge everyone, if you are in a situation where you can stock up, if you have extra money where you can buy some items, especially like toilet paper and water, things that are not going to expire, I would highly recommend doing that, because you do not want to be that person that goes to that grocery store and pays $30 or $40 for toilet paper or $30 or $40 for a case of water. And that could potentially be what we're looking at if things continue to get worse. And so this is one of those stories I'm going to continue to watch, and I will let you guys know. I'm going to probably do a couple of videos a week just talking about this, because I think this is something that we're not really focused on. We're focused on inflation right now. We're focused on gas prices, it's regular gas, and we're focused on a lot of other things, the housing market and all these other things that are going on, but we're not focused on diesel fuel because it's not something that we think about every day. But we need to start thinking about that, because we need to have these trucks to bring our products to us. Okay, next story I want to talk about. So I want to talk about this child tax credit. Okay, and it's very, very good that we're seeing states do this, and they're going alone. Now they have a lot of money from COVID relief. They were receiving a lot of money from the federal government. Which means we were sending out a lot of money to the states. And so now some of these states are saying, you know what, we're going to return that. We're going to start having different credits, rebates, child tax credits, what else? We even have states that are talking about stimulus checks. And so when it comes down to it, this is Vermont that we're talking about here. Governor Phil Scott signed a $1,000 child tax credit into law. Okay, so this just happened. And so this is going to be $1,000, and that's for every child under the age of 5. Okay, and the income level here is $125,000 or less. Okay, so it says households making under $125,000 or less. So that's what they're looking at right now. So they will have a child tax credit on the way for them. Now, as far as gas rebates, gas vouchers, any other type of stimulus when it comes out of Vermont, I don't have any more information. This is the only thing that I have right now. So the child tax credit. Now, we do know other states have implemented some type of stimulus or gas rebate, so that's good. And I'll keep you guys up to date. I do videos about this all the time. Just check my later videos. You'll see I'll put something in there about a stimulus check going to a state, or a stimulus rebate, or some type of a gas rebate going to states. So just keep an eye on that. Go back. You can check out the videos that I've done in the past. And anytime I receive more information about a state that's going to be issuing some type of a rebate or stimulus, I will make sure to let you guys know. If you guys have any questions, let me know down below. And like I said, this diesel fuel shortage, this is something that we really need to keep our eye on, because this can really impact us. And this could be a situation where not only do we fall into a recession, but we're also looking at high inflation, and then even higher inflation, because we have trucks that are not able to bring the products to us. So now we have a supply chain shortage, which we already have, but it could get even worse. All right, guys, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.